Now, I'm not sure if I said this on my YouTube, but now we're gonna since these individuals they're telling me to do it, right? So I used to smoke Black and Miles, right? I used to smoke Black and Miles. You know the cigar, and I would get it from up the street from where I lived. So if you leave the front of my building, you to make a left, and you make another left, and you walk up. There's a corner store up the street. Multiple situations happen at that store, right? These individuals were recording me and put me on the internet. The actual owners of the store were recording me and put me on the internet. And the crazy thing about it, like I always say these things, but well, if anybody had good intentions, that's an easy lawsuit. How come nobody told me that I was being recorded? And so I would go to that store, and they would record me inside the store. People are because my devices are hacked and I'm being listened to. People would know when I'm leaving my apartment. They would know that I'm getting dressed. They would know that I'm getting in the shower. They would know that I'm getting ready to walk to the corner store, right? And so they would record me, and people would meet me there because I'm being recorded and all types of shit like that, right? Even individuals within this building would meet me there and all types of shit like that. The people who lived directly above me, all types of shit like that, right? Um, 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 to the point where I told I once I realized it, they changed the interior of this store. They changed the interior of the store. Now we zoom back to, like, okay, so we zoom back to the Black and Miles, the situation with the Black and Miles, right? On how they actually was putting something in my Black and Miles that would make me, like, I look back and I remember feeling a certain way. That's the reason why I stopped smoking the Black and Miles, because I would smoke, and this is going on for fucking mad long. I would smoke and I would feel like depressed, and I would feel like my body would feel heavy, and I would feel like, like I would smoke and feel bad mentally and physically feel bad. Then my teeth started cracking. See this tooth right here? It's not just this tooth. It's teeth on the inside too that are cracking. My teeth started cracking, and I'm like, what the fuck, right? But remember, these things that it's not just me. It was being subliminalized by other people. It was being subliminalized by other people. Way before that I even got the, like, realization. Okay, I can't do this shit no more. I can't. Yeah, but in my mind, how do you make the connection to, like, whatever the case is, right? So I had to stop. I had to stop smoking the Black and Miles. Then and in the midst of it, they have a store that they're selling weed out of, and there's a situation that them putting, like, they put some type of, like, Viagra or some shit inside in the weed that I still have a sample of. Everybody listening to, right? Listen, I have a sample of the weed. I have a sample of them, and I have digitally I have um records of purchasing from that location. So let's get back to it, to confirm the Black and Mouth thing, to confirm my condition of my teeth. So who? Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna go to the what else? The Chinese restaurant, China Taste. China Taste. There was a place on Highland. It's the same place as the Chinese restaurant. Now these are things on Staten Island, right? And then we're gonna explain the connections to the law. Now these are things on Staten Island. There's a Chinese restaurant called China Taste, right? That they gave me food, and my mother. They gave us food that they food poisoned, and I was sick for like 3 4 days. I talked about it over these hacked devices. They changed the name of the restaurant. These things happen in timely manners. They changed the name of the confirming the things that I'm saying are true. So, establishment, who am I being listened to? The Staten Island judicial system and the police for the longest. So they food poisoned me and then changed the name of their restaurant. The AMC movie theater put something in my food There's a whole story behind it. The AMC movie theater put something in my food or in my drink that made me pass. It was making me pass out. Then we're gonna zoom into the CVS. Now we're gonna talk about the CVS situation. They put chips in my arm. They put something in my arm when I went to go get my COVID shots. They put something in my arm that buzzes off when I'm watching something in I am not see when I see I'm saying things. If you feel like it's not true, if you feel like I'm lying, or if you feel that I'm exaggerating, or I'm trying to be a celebrity, or I want to be noticed, then help me prove it to be true or not true. They put when I went to get my COVID shots. When I went to get my COVID shots, they gave me shots in my arm and put something like some type of chip or sensor in my arm that they actually have control over and they buzz it when I'm watching certain things over. So the CVS situation is connected to my devices being hacked, and they subliminalize it and they buzz it and this and that, literally in both of my arms. And it was told to me right before the election. Right before the election, I was going back and forth to the Staten Island hospital because of actually the time that they told me is because the dude who lives directly above me physically assaulted me and hit me with a broom handle and all type of shit like that, and they used that as excuse to take me to the Staten Island hospital. Or I went to the Staten Island hospital, locked up, handcuffs on me, went to the Staten Island hospital, and they scanned me and subliminalized it to me that I have the chips in my arm, even though I've been feeling them full of. I knew what what the deal was, and that was right before this past election, or maybe a month before. That's the only reason why they told me about it is because me handling it or whatever the case is, me coming back to these devices and talking about it. But the only reason why they told me was for political purposes. And since then, so that's the confirmation of the CVS situation and my arms. Everybody knows about it. The Staten Island judicial system knows that right now I'm in my apartment with sensors and chips in my arm and have done nothing about it. But yet I'm sitting here and everybody listening too, right? And I'm sitting here for years and months being psychologically targeted internally. So we talk about chemically psychologically targeted, digitally psychologically targeted, internally psychologically targeted. And then they steal my intellectual property and push it to me. They'll steal my intellectual property and push it to me. Never in my life I was accurately arrested. Everybody listening to, right? This is for court purposes. These videos are going to be used in court. For the past, like, I'm going to say 6 years, every single day, I wake up to people banging on the wall in response to my devices. It was just happening. Every single day, 1D's banging on the wall in response to my devices or what happens in my apartment. Every single fucking day, 3D is banging on the wall in response to what's happening in this apartment. Every single day, there's somebody in the hallway slamming the fucking the doors or kicking the glass, or setting off the elevator alarm, fire alarms, or they just now stopped driving past my crib. The police or the Staten Island Judicial because there's EMTs and all types of shit like that. They just stopped with the sirens. Helicopters flying over my crib, them drawing X's in the sky to subliminalize Elon. And every single day I talk about legally destroying these people. So me explaining to you, this is going to be used in court, right? Right? So, why would these individuals subliminalize? Give me a second. So, why would these individuals bother understanding that? Why would these individuals bother subliminalizing things that, like, what other people could try to do against you? Or they're going to say you do this, or they're going to lie, they said you did that, or they're going to lie, they say. So like I said, it started in 2014, the first time that my devices got hacked, right? That's the whole thing about my situation, is that people understand that his devices are hacked. His devices got hacked. So me, think about this. The times I got arrested, they came and falsely arrested me. I was dealing with the Staten Island judicial system and them all knowing what the fuck is going on. So me standing in front of judges, they all know his whole situation. There's a federal crime happening to this person, but we're gonna portray and act like, and we're gonna have him sitting in cells overnight. We're gonna have him replay. We're gonna make it so he can't go back home and have to stay in a hotel for a week with cameras and recording devices inside the hotel, and them trying to set up a rapey situation at the AMC movie theater. You know, you know. So like I said, so there's not one person celebrities know about me, and my situation has been portrayed in movies and TV shows and all over the news for forever, forever. So any normal person in any situation that has the freedom to legally handle these things would handle these things. I'm sitting here telling you that I understand what's going on. If we break it down to something, a simple situation, I slipped and fell in your store and I want to sue. No, matter of fact, matter of fact, the owner of this store splashed water on the floor, angled the cameras at the spot. I came in, slipped and fell. I want to sue you, but I can't because I'm being stopped from suing you. Oh yeah, something else that I totally forgot, which is major, is actually some of the things that were these things were happening before a lot of other things, right? Housing used to flicker the lights in my apartment. So one time I went to this situation was going on forever, and this is very, very deep embedded into Staten Island and branched out. So I went to somebody's crib, and there was like subliminalized individual that I used to go to high school with, and it was subliminalized. Oh, your house is haunted. He was standing there with allegedly a retired police officer, and he was like, "Oh my God, yo, my house is haunted." He was subliminalized. I came home, was washing dishes. The kitchen lights would flicker while I'm washing dishes. And these are things that are happening in direct individual parts of my apartment. The lights will flicker. I'm in my bathtub. Washing up. Then I start brushing my teeth, and the lights will flicker. The lights would flicker in my apartment. I would go to in my bedroom. I think that day that happened, and I left his crib. It was later that night. I'm in my crib, and my phone started making ghost noises. The exact night. Um, I'm in my living room. And based off of a lot of shit, including sexual topics, they would shut up. I'm in my living room, and this is, remember, now this is during winter time. This is during the summertime. This is during spring and fall. These activities happen, so they can't just say, "Well, you're being caught." Well, come on, it was a heat wave. It was a heat wave. That's the reason why your electricity went out. Everybody's electricity went out. So I'm in my apartment where I'm sitting right now in front of my TV playing Xbox. Something gets subliminalized on my shit, and everything inside just the living room, the electricity goes out. So my TV goes out, the air conditioning goes off, the Xbox goes out, based off of sexual based topics. Housing is invested. The water thing that's happening inside my tub. I'm in my bathroom taking a shower with the lights off because of fear of being watched, being watched in cameras and all type of shit like that, with the lights off, and I turn on the lights and I'm sitting in the tub of fucking mud. Or I'm in the shower and the things that get subliminalized to me. I'm in the shower, I'm washing up, then I get to the point of washing my head and shoulders, and then the thing that the back of my neck situation, it'll be explained in court. But just understanding the thing in the back of my neck. There was this bump in the back of my neck. I mean, this is great detail. Now this is detail of me being watched. Now I could be being watched. It could be heat sensors seeing through the walls. It can be a little camera. It can be this. It can be that. But this is detail about how I am, or was being watched in my shower by my neighbors, and whoever the fuck installed the shit, or doing the shit. I'm in my shower washing up, right? I'm in my shower washing. I get to the point of washing my head, washing my hair with Head and Shoulders, the shampoo, and people start banging on the wall. Now the shoulder thing, CVS. The head thing, the back of my neck thing. How do you know? That's detail. That's detail about me being watched in my apartment by my neighbors and everybody else, and everybody else, and the individuals who set it up. Me and my kitchen being, oh yeah, so my devices, and this is another form of being psychologically targeted. It can be through the voltage of the electricity being sent through the wall. Oh yeah, there's another thing, a housing situation of me actually being injured by directly by a housing worker. We're gonna get to that too. My devices, not my devices, my appliances in my apartment, they tick. Like my deep freeze in my air conditioner, that this would have to be by the voltage, right? Or someone came in my apartment and touched them, touched these things. My device, my air conditioner, my refrigerator was shifted when I went into the kitchen, or if not even if I open, if I don't touch it, if I go when I go like to subliminalize it, I'm giving short pieces of details about what's going on. My defreeze does it. My defreeze does it. My washing machine, my washing machine does it. My air conditioners does it habitually. They shift crazy. That's being done by the individuals who are controlling electricity, and that's in housing and in association with individuals around me, whatever the case is, right? Um, it was subliminalized to me on the internet before it happened. On the internet, I was watching something on I don't know, it was on a social media platform, right? So they were subliminalizing somebody spraying some type of high gloss, not gloss, gloss is a look, high slippery type of shit on the floor, and somebody slipping and falling. A housing worker came and worked on my bathroom, sprayed something on the floor, and I slipped and fell and literally scraped skin off of my fucking cracked toes and scraped skin off of me. I had to soak in the tub. Had to soak in the tub. He did that on purpose. Did that on purpose. Caused me, and I seen it happen. Just like when I had my vehicle, and they subliminalized a nail being in my tire, and then I went outside, and there was a nail in my tire. So all of these things. Now I haven't. I'm not even scratching the surface of the ice with the details of me saying it's at this 17 minute. The most important thing would be the actual chips in my arms, the things that they put inside my arms that nobody has. We talking about the actual. Listen. We're talking about the medical field. You know how many times I went to the medical field, especially there was times where I got sick and I didn't even know how, and it was being targeted. Whether it's even my lower back situation, how come it has never happened since? What changed? What's the difference? There's many things I think about this. We're talking about that. This would be medical malpractice. A lot of these things, even with CVS, the situation and the Staten Island Hospital, don't subliminalize something about something that you're supposed to take care of. Somebody goes to it. If somebody goes to the doctor because their knee hurts, and then they see that, oh my god, your toes about to fall off. They're supposed to take care of it. There's no such thing as subliminalizing in the news. There's no such thing as subliminalizing it to your neighbors. There's no such thing as subliminalizing to the police. That's medical malpractice. Besides the things that individuals did to me, that's medical malpractice. That's you get fired, go to jail, and your establishment comes with for millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's medical malpractice. There's people who live in my building. I worked at the Staten Island Hospital that was playing along with this game. I go to the Staten Island Hospital to come home and they're banging on the wall about shit. In connection with the ABC News lawsuit, a Disney ABC lawsuit. Yeah. So we're talking about individuals. We're talking about individuals, and whether about sexual topics that this and that the details in court. But we're talking about crazy shit. We're talking about individuals who have certain job descriptions that they're literally doing the opposite of it. Yeah. Mhm. And remember, folks, as I talk to you, I'm sitting in my apartment, concrete walls, steel beams. I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. There's people responding to what. There's people responding to what I'm saying. Mhm. For a direct reference, I'm not going to say that because it's been multiple individuals. Just or any the individuals who have a closest proximity to my apartment respond to these things that I'm talking about. Then you have individuals in the staircase, and then you have individuals in the elevator. This isn't that. There's many individuals. This, like I said, we're talking about individuals 219 and beyond. Everybody listen to, right? Everybody listening to, whatever the case is. There's individuals who live behind family members' house, and fireworks. Why? What's up with the fireworks? What's with the fireworks? What's with that? There's people who live behind my family members' houses that they live in a house, whatever case over there. There's these white people that live there who have like a whole bunch of cars and that I've visually seen working with, talking to the police and stuff like that. They respond to the broadcasting of my devices. So this is not even inside this building or even is in this neighborhood. And what they do is that they let off fireworks. They haven't done that in months or like a year. Or maybe like 9 months, 10 months, 11 months. They will let off fireworks as loud as the firework that they let off the other day. Boom, in response to the broadcasting in my devices. So those individuals, and not only that, they have been they were driving my car. Those white people that live around the corner, they had a red version of my SRT version of my car and would drive past my car, subliminalizing my situation. Who are the like? So I've so what did I say? I seen them talking to the police and working with the police. Why? Who? What the fuck are these individuals? They are as neutral to the situation as the people who live directly below me. They're just in closer proximity to me. So who they have been chosen and granted to play along with the situation. Now I talked about crazy medical shit, and I talked about being psychologically targeted. I'm being psychologically targeted by the news that's on TV. Well, don't watch it. My video games. I can sit here and upload fucking endless amounts of evidence of showing that the actual video games that I'm certain, whether they're hacking the servers or this and that, they have been psychologically targeting me. So think about this. If I don't use no devices, the things that I talked about what's happening around me still happens. If I use the devices, it's happening digitally. All right, so I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna upload this video and I have to edit the last video, and this is going to be uploaded immediately. The goal is the goal is to have the freedom to, what is end all results of this situation? What does Francisco want out of this situation? To be able to contact legal, like I said, legal help. Am I saying do I understand that I'm going to legally win all of these cases? There's companies, businesses, organizations, agencies, celebrities, and civilians involved with this situation. I feel like I'm going to win all of these lawsuits. But there's still a chance of individuals. I'm suing billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies. They can have the power, but still, I would like the freedom to legally handle all of these individuals. That's being stopped and blocked, and. So what my end results of what I want to be able to contact? I want to be able to contact legal. I want to be able to, yeah, without the individuals who I'm suing listening to me, without neighbors who I'm suing listening to me, without these individuals, those individuals, or just simply, I want to be able to contact legal help, and that's end all be all results of this situation. All right, thank you.